Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm catching up.
Hello, everybody. So, as we said, today at 11:30, we're going to be going back live, 2 podcasts in 1 week. So, I would like to introduce you all the way from Columbia, Indiana. To my left is Mr. Wesley Leon. To my right is Kevin Eubanks. Ed, what is your last name? Walter. Ed Walters from Reelcraft. I totally went blank. Brain freeze. Old man syndrome. So they flew all the way in to come see yours truly and to talk about some of the latest upcoming things coming out with Reelcraft. That damn Daniel, I love you, brother. You're always the first one. So the real one, you're out of control. So, but they're coming out here. We've been working on a few things. We've been working on a new design of a hose reel. We haven't. I'm not going to get into specifics yet. I'm not allowed to. But as soon as we get all the specifics done and it's ready to go to a final assembly, then we're going to go live with it. So hopefully we'll have all that stuff done here pretty soon. But thank you guys for coming out. For those that you don't know this, 2 weeks ago, Mr. Wesley come out and visited me, and then Todd come on a Zoom call and surprised me and made me a partner with the Reelcraft. So I'm a partner distributor now with the Reelcraft. Thank you guys so much for the opportunity to work with you guys.
Absolutely.
And enough about me. Let's get to Reelcraft. So I told everybody to get some questions last night. For those of you starting to come in, I know there's like a 30-second delay, so start putting the questions in the chat box, and we'll read them over to the guys, and then they can answer the questions. So the big thing we want to talk about is the restructuring of Reelcraft. You guys got new products coming in, and you've gotten rid of some of the old products that's not being sold no more, or?
Yeah, we've been over the past couple of years, COVID, supply chain challenges. We've really kind of taken a look at our portfolio.
Yeah.
And we want to really offer the best we can at the best value we can. So we simplified it down to, what do people really want? And that leads us into more questions as we want to start developing newer, more innovative products coming to the marketplace. We've had a lot that have been out there, stood the test of time, 30 plus years, no changes. But we want to start to do a little bit of innovation. And that's where we really want to reach out to our customer base, such as you, the end users, everybody using our product, and pick your brains. What do you like about it? What do you dislike about it? And having that direct channel to get to you guys to understand what it is, because you really are our company. Yes, we make hose reels, but there's no point in it unless you're passionate about our product, and it helps you be safer, healthier, more productive out in the workplace. So we want to pick your brains. And as a matter of fact, we're actually going to do an e-blast. So if you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, sign up for our e-blast, we're going to be sending out a survey to pick your brain, say, hey, what features and benefits are important to you? What do you like? We're even going to we're going to just drop out a $100 Visa gift card randomly to somebody that's participating in this, just as a little bit of thank you, taking the time to fill it out. But your voice is really important to us to know that we want to grow with you and innovate with you, not just you, Mark, but all of our customers out in the field. Go ahead, Wesley.
I have a question.
What's up?
Since Mark didn't ask, he was so rude. What are you guys' titles at Reelcraft, and how long have you guys been there?
I love it. Call me out, Wesley. My bad. I just introduced everybody by their name. Ed, what is your title, and how long you been with Reelcraft?
Well, Director of Engineering and Innovation. The innovation part is within the last year and a half. And I've been at Reelcraft 33 years.
33 years.
January
Get down.
1990.
Mr. Kevin Eubanks, title and longevity.
Title and longevity. I've been here baker's dozen years this year, so coming up on year number 13. It's a lucky year usually. That's what I hear. Yeah, lucky number 13. And I've done pretty good history. I started out in design engineering, did a lot of custom jobs, then went into technical services, helping out people, field phone calls and do some innovation. And most recently, I've taken up a role as product manager for Reelcraft.
Awesome.
So, kind of banking on my experience of everything we've learned from technical phone calls and help and all that good stuff, and then channeling that, going, okay, we need some improvements, and getting that voice from you guys and then instilling it in the product. So I'm really excited about this role.
Right on. Well, those of you who follow me, you know this man right here. I actually put him to work when he was an intern. Scott and Brian told me about Wesley and said, we're going to send this guy down. If you don't mind, put him to work and show him what you do. So needless to say, I put Wesley to work. But Mr. Wesley, what is your title and your longevity now?
So I'm a territory manager for Reelcraft in Central and Southern California. And I've been working for Reelcraft for 13 months and some change. So yeah.
Reelcraft brought me up 2 Novembers ago, and I was at their factory talking to them, and I know the history with Wesley and Scott, the president of Reelcraft, and so he was just an intern, and at the time they wasn't picking you up, and that's when I called everybody out and said they're nuts if they don't hire you. And I said, your demeanor and your personality is just phenomenal. And you have this, energy about you that is just so catching. It's unreal. And I love your personality and everything. And plus, you're a fellow veteran. So I really bonded with Wesley from the very first day I met him. But congratulations. I'm glad they put you on board and you're a full-time member now.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I really enjoy what I'm doing. I get to come and bug you every once in a while, and
anytime.
Yeah.
This door is open anytime for you. You come anytime. Ed, what do you got going on are you working with Kevin on stuff, or are you separate together?
Yeah, no, Kevin and I we're in lockstep and working really close. Bringing the product management into the engineering group, I think is going to be a really good thing for us, especially on the innovation side. A lot of the stuff Kevin mentioned earlier, getting out, feet on the street, getting voice of the customer, and really bringing in, what excites you about what we have today, what may cause you heartburn, and what are we missing?
Yeah.
What do you need a product for?
Yeah.
So I think Kevin's going to do a great job there, and then us being co-located in the office, and he's in all of our engineering meetings. He's one of the team, and that's going to, I think, yield really good benefits for us.
Everybody that's my customers that follow me know that every time I get my hands on something, if it's not broke, I don't fix it. But if I'm, using something and I see something that makes it more beneficial towards me, the way I'm doing the job and everything else, I was that little kid growing up that would tear a Tonka toy apart. Tonka toys are hard to take apart. I figured it out. So what is cool about all of my vendors that I buy products from, the one that listens to me the most is Reelcraft. So I started doing this stuff. It's like when you make me a distributor and I'm buying your product and I'm selling it to the end user and installing it on the end user's equipment and everything, if I see something going on that needs to be changed, just for me being a team player, I don't ask nothing from Reelcraft. I would send pictures, and first I sent them to Brian, then Brian hooked me up with Kevin, and then I got to fly out there and meet everybody, and I got to know Ed and everybody else, and bless their heart, now they get to hear me all the time. So with Reelcraft, if I seen a mechanism that was having problems or failing or anything like that, I would do my remedy and send it to them and say, hey, what do you think about this? This is going to end this problem right here. Let's move forward with it. Let's see what we can do. They listen. And that's what I like about Reelcraft. And I have talked so much about their factory, their camaraderie with all of their workers, the staff. It's just one big happy family. So that's why I love working with you guys so much. And then when you come in and offer me to be a partner and everything, that was very heartfelt. And I was very surprised when Wesley come in. I don't know if you remember, I was on a terrible phone call and you come walking upstairs and sit down on the couch and got to hear me finish my phone call. And then I turned around to the computer and then I seen a Zoom call on my monitor, Reelcraft. Reelcraft is sitting right here. And I'm like, he said, oh, I want to change your day and make it better for you. He says, we're going to make you a partner. And I was looking at my computer and I said, you're going to do what? And then I stopped what I was doing and totally got my mind off that bad phone call. And then we logged in on Zoom and I started talking to Todd. Shout out, Todd. I hope you're watching. And but yeah, that was very cool what you did with me and everything. And a lot of people out there think that, you know, I get paid for all the stuff that I do. I don't ask for no money from nobody. I don't ask nothing from nobody. I do everything heartfelt. I work as a team player with my distributors, with my customers. We share our knowledge and try to help each other out because all we want to do is grow in the business. And we want, at the end of the day, we want a product that we use to provide food on our table and pay our bills, to not always, you know, not be failing and always be, you know, be there for us when we go out and do a job. Reelcraft has gone above and beyond and done that, not only for me, they build reels for everybody. Even our military uses their reels. I actually got to see this monster reel that goes on battleships, and it's Reelcraft. So if our government and our military use them, everybody should use them. And that's my sales pitch for the day.
No, very well deserved. And then we really love your candor. To keep it PG, you don't give us any baloney, right? You give us how it is, whether it's good, bad, or different. So I know the feedback coming back is genuine. But you're not.
So what
not
Kevin's
out there.
talking about, they put me on a U-shaped boardroom table and they put me out in the very center to throw darts at me. And they started throwing questions at me. And I'm like, do you want the nice version or the real version?
Yeah.
So they got the real version and they wanted the real, and I didn't hold back. And I was laughing my butt off, and Brian carried me back to the airport. And he's like, yeah, you probably hurt a few people's feelings. I said, I did. He said, yeah, they're all excited for you to see certain reels and everything in your designs, and you just shot it down.
No, but that's the genuine feedback that we need.
But, you know, it's like I tell everybody, I keep it real. I don't, if it's a turd, it's a turd. If it's a flower, it's a flower. I'm not perfect. We build skids all the time. And all these skids were built by my customers' feedback. Well, I wish it would do this, or I wish it would do that. And I made it happen. Mm-hmm. So now I don't get no feedback on the skids. Everybody's happy. The only thing I get is a couple of knuckleheads that want electric hose reels and a key start engine. I said, you lazy asses, you need to burn some calories and you need to, pull the rope and everything. Yeah. But let's see. I got a question here. That damn Daniel, dude, you don't make me put my glasses on. Can you run the reel forward and backwards, like if you want to one of the handles do the right and one to the left? Well,
yeah. Today with the design, we've got if you want it to feed off the top both ways, we want to take and make things a little bit easier for you. So our gooseneck that you attach your hose to is hold on by 4 different bolts, and that's for 2 reasons. One, so you can do exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, you keep talking.
Is you can flip it around so you can have a left-hand reel versus a right-hand reel. And the other reason for that is I've installed a few hoses out in the real world, and when you've got a 100-foot, 300-foot long hose, it is difficult to flip that hose around and install it on a reel. Yeah. So by having a gooseneck that you can pull off the reel, you can thread the gooseneck onto the hose and then just bolt it back onto the reel. Yep. And that really makes install and changing things out much. So what Mark's pointing at right there is the 4 socket hub bolts that hold that gooseneck onto that main spindle. Oh man, yeah, he's got. Yep.
So on this gooseneck, see the 4 bolts here? You want to bolt them, turn around, and bolt it back the other way.
Yep. And that'll give you a left hand versus a right hand reel, and still feed off the top.
Yep. And I mean, it's also for right when you're installing the hose for the first time, it's also easy to just take it off, twist it on, and then put it back on, without having to get all those kinks in the hose.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
I found that very easy to do. Yeah.
Let's see what else we got on here. Did that answer your question, that damn Daniel? Spotless Solar Expert. What's up, Mark? Hope you guys have a good day. To you as well, brother. Be safe out there on them roofs. That is a good feature, and everything about these 32106Ms that I sell, they're just bulletproof. I mean, literally, we don't have much issues with them. I've gone over the things that the little things that can be adjusted, but other than that, they're a phenomenal hose reel. I've done some other designs, so when we get done with this podcast today, we're going to go through and do some more picking. You can't see it now, but on my welding table right here behind this camera, we got some hose reels that we're talking about. So the hose reel that I've been trying to get Reelcraft for a year and a half or more to start designing, we have been working on it. but we just got to finish all the little kinks out, and hopefully that thing goes into final production here pretty soon.
Yep, but we're working on getting it that way. Daniel, you got a question about a hose guy that would neatly wrap the hose up. So we get this question quite a lot from industry. There are several plastic ones that are out there that go back and forth as you crank things in, and we pride ourselves in having an industrial grade, bring to market, and we just haven't found one to cost effectively stand up to our quality expectations, where you're not going to have issues out in the field. But that's good to know. And it may be something, do you need it to be automatic, or is it something that we could have that just, you could slide back and forth with your hand while you're cranking it?
Questions. This is something I've been thinking about as well. You see, I got the 4 hose reels in the little Transit Connect van. Well, I got 5 of them over here that I'm about to put on at Isuzu. So that guide, how does it know when to go back the other way?
So on typically we call it a level rewind bar. So the way that it's machined helically, there's a little bit of cross that goes in on some ball bearings on the inside, that once you get to the side, they do a flip flop, and then it automatically starts driving it the other way. And like I said, we've done those, but they are really expensive. When COVID hit, they take special machinery, they get case hardened. We were having costs upwards $5,000 coming back from the people that we were having do it for us, and it's like I can't.
That's crazy.
I can't put that on a standard hand crank hose reel for the pressure market, or even motorized. I mean, because that's just going to price us way out there. In some applications, it still made some good sense, but it was just really difficult to come by. There have been some plastic ones out there that we've looked at, and we've done some testing, and it just, like I said, doesn't meet our standards for something that I want to put out there and slap my name on and say, hey, I'm proud of this product.
Does it have a drag, or do you still have to hold the hose as you're coiling?
On the automatic ones,
to give it a little bit of tension,
it does cause some drag, right? So as it's pushing across, it's actually causing a little bit of drag on the rollers, and then it gets to the other side, and then it'll cause a little bit of drag when it starts getting pushed back the other way. But yeah, that is something we have explored. There's very, very few people that are willing to go to that level, but it's been very, very difficult to have that quality that we want to have our name on. I think we've had the request again with a manual level rewind where someone kind of grab it, and that's where, if you get a chance to sign up for our email and get that e-blast, that's the feedback that we're going to look at from an accessory standpoint, to be able to have that bolt-on feature, like today.
So everybody log on. It's Reelcraft Industries on Instagram. Is it Reelcraft.industries?
Reelcraft.com.
So Reelcraft.com for just the standard World Web, and if you're following us on Instagram,
Social media, Instagram.
Yeah. So Facebook, you just look up Reelcraft, and then Instagram, I think it's #@Reelcraft. But that'll get you there.
Right on. So everybody following today, that damn Daniel and follow Solar Cleaning Experts, all you guys, subscribe to their channel. And then that way, when you see their pop up and it's asking these questions that you were talking about, fill it out. You got a question, you got something that you want, looked into, or something done different, that's what it's for.
And we have an incredible marketing team. Jennifer and the whole team, they have done an incredible job at making videos and content that is user-friendly and is specifically for the people, the end users. They're having issues. Oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? They've done an incredible job at getting that kind of content out to the people.
Yeah. Jennifer listens to you guys. So and Mark does too. His how-to videos kind of inspired us to go back and look at some of our how-to videos.
And the people like follow me on my YouTube, whenever you log in, you got videos and live and playlists. You go to my playlist. So the playlist has a how-to video section. You click that and it just opens up all my how-to videos. So you go down through there if you need to learn how to change the oil of an engine or coil up a hose or whatever. It's titled. Click on it, watch it, pause it, figure it out, go back and finish your play up till you get it figured out. But those how-to videos are priceless in my world because we have the same repetitive questions all the time. So on my another thing you guys can do on your phone, on your clipboard. So like whenever I do my phone, and I need to send a message out, So when I open it up and I go to clipboard, look at all these quick
Oh, yeah.
messages.
Yeah.
And then I've got links, like here's links for different things. So the common asked questions that I get all the time, I put my YouTube link in there and I title it. And then whenever they ask it, I just send it to them real quick. And I say, watch the video. If you don't figure it out, call me back. So make it real quick.
So yeah, and we try to publish as much content as we can. Obviously, we're out on the East Coast, so there's that 3-hour time difference, and there's chances like you guys pressure wash overnight and do things like that. And if you need help in the middle of the night, the more content we have out there on the website and on YouTube, the more you can self-service when we're sleeping. Not that I don't enjoy waking up in the middle of the night, but I need as much beauty sleep as I can get. I mean, take a look here. So I'm not quite to the second 2 ball guys. I'm getting there, though.
I got a phone call last night, and I was just good to sleep. We had a good meal last night. I had a full belly. I went to sleep, and about an hour and a half in my sleep, my phone rang. And I heard the messages going off, and I was just ignoring them. And then by that time, it rang. And I'm like, oh, this is not good, because I had people working last night. And sure enough, it was about a job. Mr. Anal here couldn't go back to sleep because it was on my mind now. And it took me forever to go back to sleep. And I finally went back to sleep. And then all of a sudden, it's time to get up and come pick you guys up and come do our thing today. But it is what it is. That's part of business. So, but good questions, everybody. I like whatever all is going on. I would say that's that damn Daniel. But for all of you that will tune in later today or tonight when you get home, you'll see that we did a live broadcast for Reelcraft. Take the time out. Look at this stuff. If you got questions, you can always shoot me the questions. You can email them to me. I will type in my email. So let's type. It's .co, not .com. mpw.co. Or you can call me. Text me the question, email me the question, and I will be more than glad to forward it over to these gentlemen, and I'm sure they will be more than glad to reply back to you.
Yep. Always good to hear from you. So
Yep.
the more feedback you give us, the better products we can develop and get out to the market for you.
To another topic, you guys put me on your website as one of the local distributors, and I here lately, I've been getting a lot of calls. So West Coast Exotics, shout out to Eric and Hunter and Lee and everybody at West Coast Exotics. They talked to me the other day. I service all of their DI tanks and their pressure washers and their Reelcraft hose reels that are in their wash bays. So Lee knows that I'm a distributor for you guys, and he said, you know what, this is what I need. I said, well, guess what? Boom, boom. I did my dream of genie, and I blinked, and I said, they're going to be here next Thursday. And I said, I'll have them here at 9 o'clock. And he's like, great. So sure enough, we went there, and they got to meet all the fellas here and got an order put in, and we'll be shipping some hose reels out.
Yeah, we really value your relationship, especially in the digital age, using our website to partner with people like you that really provide that extra customer service, the extra value to everybody is hugely important. I mean, today, everybody wants it yesterday on Amazon. They're willing to click and buy it. But the value that you bring, not only in being a partner and distributing for us, is the professional and expertise.
Everybody say hi to Jeff back there. I'm sorry about
that. To the customers as well. You have everything that goes with it. You got the value add. You'll do the hoses and everything to go with them.
Yeah. I try to help everybody out. It's like when you guys ship the reels out, well, guess whose happy buddy is going to be down there installing them? Mm-hmm. Me. It's like with Constance the same thing. They were having issues with drywall. Well, I have the remedy for drywall, and guess who's going to be installing those? Me. So, not only am I out there helping, Reelcraft do sales and getting, more customers and everything else, but I'm also getting some work on the back end and installing for them and helping them out. Some of them are friends and some of them are for customers. So, and you know which ones pay. So, it is what it is. We're one big happy family, and that's why like I said, I do anything in the world for Reelcraft. I love everybody together. Jennifer, Scott, Brian, you guys, and everybody else that works there that I talk to all the time. You guys are just phenomenal. I cannot stop saying enough about you guys, because it's hard nowadays to find somebody with a personalities and demeanors that you guys have, because it's just like your family when you work with you and talk to you, and the help that you get, the phone calls you get back right away. I have no problem. Customer service, whenever I place the orders, bam, done, own it.
That's why it's really nice to have you on board.
Well,
As
thank
part
you.
of the family, you fit in with the culture. We've always been a customer service organization. Your drive, the way you treat people, it's in tune with where we're at.
I'm glad my wife's not here. She'd call you nuts. She says, you feel happy having him as your family? He's a nut. But no, we like to have fun. I like to laugh. I like to cut up. I talk a lot of crap. So it is what it is. My wife says I talk too much, which I do. I don't care. But it's all about just having fun with everybody. Let's see, Mark, oh shit. I put my glasses
All right.
back on.
Yeah, he's got a couple questions here. In first one, is there any loop points on the reel itself?
Nope.
So for the reels, the hand crank reels, we have permanent oil light bushings in there right now. So you don't really need to grease them by any means. Actually, I found by adding grease points, a lot of times anybody with a gun will add grease till they see it come out.
Yeah,
Which is great at first because you get really good. But the one thing grease does great is it attracts dirt, dust, and grime. So we've opted to try to make our reels as maintenance free as possible. We want you to just throw it up there and never have to think about it again. So we either use oil light bearings, which are in there, which are permanently impregnated with oil, so you don't need to do anything with them.
Yeah.
Or we'll use a sealed ball bearing style. And with it being sealed, again, you shouldn't have to worry about any kind of maintenance with that kind of thing. It's just going to be install it and forget it.
I know what he's talking about. Like on my 30,000 series reels, sometimes, if the customer has been running too much hot water through them, they get real hot. You'll get a squeak every now and then.
Sure.
So I use a WD-40, or I like to use something a little bit thicker. It's like a little bit of a machine oil that I'll squirt in there, but I'll wipe everything down as soon as I'm done. So that way dirt is not collecting in there. And you turn it a few times when you spray it in there and you're good to go. But normally that only happens when you got guys that turn their burners wide open on their pressure washers, which I tell them not to. Don't go over 150, 160 degrees. But you got some knuckleheads that go to 250 and then they start eating everything up. They eat their hoses up. Their reels start squeaking. Their crimped in fittings start blowing off. So it's just not good to run that much heat through them because a lot of people, as soon as they get done, they shut the pressure washer off and they don't even cool it down. So the life of a hose, a burner, the coil inside the burner, all the fittings, the O-rings in your couplers, cool the system down. The way you do that, turn your burner off, take the tip out of the end of your wand, squeeze the trigger so you got more flow coming out, and until you can touch that wand and it's not burning your hand no more, once it's cold, then you can shut it down. Cool your pressure washers down to save the life of your hose, your pressure washer, your reels, and that's how you do it. And that's my tip for the day.
There you go.
What else we got going? Mark, have you ever had a reel fail? No. The only thing I've ever done, and it's like I said, I learned that at the very beginning. At the very beginning, I thought hot was better. The hotter, the better. It wasn't. So gum disintegrates at 120 degrees. Oil breaks down at 120 degrees. I run mine at about 150 so I can get it done a little bit quicker so I'm not standing there in one spot waiting for gum to disintegrate. But that's really the only thing I've ever had. Have I wore them out? Yep, because let me tell you one instance. All right, I had 400 foot on one of the bigger Reelcraft reels. So my pressure switch on my pressure washer stuck. And so the burner kept running after I let go of the trigger. I didn't know this. I was at a pool way on the other side and I didn't see it. And when I come back, I looked up and I started seeing everything smoking. By the time I got to my pressure washer, all of the rubber on my hose started falling off. And it's a wonder that damn thing didn't explode like a stick of dynamite because it built up so much heat inside that burner. It turned into a boiler.
Yeah.
And it literally ate up my hose reel because the heat distorted the hose reel of the hot water that was still in the pressure hose that was still on the reel. That's the only time I've ever had a failure of a hose reel, but it wasn't from the hose reel. It was from the heat of the pressure washer. So, I mean, anything can, grenade itself. When you got that much hot water going through there, it literally distorted the hose reel. I'm like, well, that one's done.
Yeah, and we do have we have wear items like swivels and things like that. That over time, as you use them, it's got O-rings and rubber products that they will wear down. And one of the nice things about our products is it's domestically made here in the USA, right here in Indiana. So the good part is, from a wear item standpoint, Reelcraft offers service parts. It's not going to be you have to go buy a whole new reel. You know, we can get you new seal kits for your swivels, or just a new swivel if you need it, or you know, a single component. Say you got something going on, somebody runs a piece of equipment into your hose reel, and it only dented one of the heads or one of the discs on it. You can get maybe just one of those if you need it.
Yeah, I've got them over here in my tray. So it's a little plastic bag full of bearings, your seals, your O-rings, and all you do is the super swivel. You take the screw out, turn on, get the bearings out, replace it. I put a little bit of grease on them, pop them back in there, put the bearings in it, put the screw back in it, and you got a brand new super swivel. A lot of people don't realize that you can rebuild these things, so they'll go out and spend the money to buy another swivel. You don't have to. I think my swivel kit is like $12 or something like that. You know, it's not that much money to rebuild a swivel compared to spending $100 bucks for a swivel. So, but yeah, we can fix them. But as far as wear, I mean, they're going to last you a lot longer than anything out there. I got pressure washers that go down before my hose reels go down. So the hose reels, and I'm not saying this because Reelcraft is here right now. I said because I put them on everything I have because they're durable. And I do not like to deal with failure. I do not like to deal with breakdowns, and I don't like to get the phone calls from my customers complaining about a product. Reelcraft, I don't get no phone calls from my customers. Everybody that's listening right now that has a Reelcraft hose reel, have you ever had a problem or had to call me? Nope. That's a big fat zero.
But if you have had a problem, we would love to hear about it. That guy right there, Kevin and it, they would love to hear about whatever issue you've had so they can fix it and make it better for the next generation. So that's what we want to hear from you guys.
Yeah. If it's not broke, we don't fix it. But if something breaks, then we'll work together as a team. These guys will figure it out. They have the factory that's right there. We'll send them the product and let them know what's going on, and see if we can get a remedy to fix this problem. And sometimes it might just be a fluke. I mean, parts break from time to time. I mean, we have brand new cars that you'll see that people just bought that are in the mechanic shop because, a part that broke. But, I don't have no problems with them.
Oh, yeah. And if it's a fluke, we take a lot of pride in our manufacturing process. So even those flukes we want to hear about so we can go back and take a look at it.
Yeah.
That damn Daniel, he said, it must suck to have a business that puts such an incredible product that is bulletproof. Yes, it is. So that's why they're here visiting me, trying to find something wrong with their reels so they can go back to the drawing board. I think they're bored at the factory.
Oh, yeah.
Well, guys, I don't want to keep you out here long. I know we got some stuff to go over with here. I might try to get you out and take you over to another business, a friend of mine's. I don't know if he's left for Vegas yet or not, but we want to see if we can get over there so you can see his location.
Yeah.
He is interested in meeting you guys. But if anybody ain't got anything else out there, and Nathan, hi to you, buddy. I see you that you tuned in. Thanks everybody for tuning in today. Appreciate Reelcraft coming out. Is there anything you want to ask the viewers or myself?
No, as far as that, no. Just if you do have anything to tell us about our reels, we would love to hear about that. That's the biggest thing. Let us know. We want to hear. We want to make it better. We want to hear your concerns, your gripes, your complaints about it, and we want to make it better. And those two guys right there, they were very modest when they were introducing themselves. They have so much experience, so much knowledge. They're gonna make it better for you guys.
And to be clear, I do love the negative comments, but I also love the positive comments. So, so if you want to say they're great, that's great too.
But this just shows what kind of company Reelcraft is. Out of all my vendors I deal with, this is the first company that's been here so many times. And then for Ed and Kevin fly all the way from Indiana to come visit me, that speaks high volume. That makes me proud that they see, what I do and the accomplishments I've made, with my business and customers and equipment and everything else. So I can't thank you guys enough. You're mi casa es your casa. You come anytime you want to. You just got to come back. That way we can do a weekend over and go to Old Town Temecula. But thank you guys for coming out.
If I could just build on Wesley's a bit, you do a fantastic job, Mark. You're extremely innovative. The stuff that I see
Yes.
that you have going on, what goes on in your head, I don't know how it goes on, but I'm really glad it does. And anybody else out there that has things, if it's not necessarily an issue with the reel or with a part of the reel operation, if it's an idea you have, if it's something you'd like to see, you know, maybe there's a piece of equipment on your rig that you love working with every day, and we'd really like to know why you love working with that every day, and what can we do with our products that makes you, you know, feel the same way.
Yeah.
You know, we hope you have success with it. If you don't, we definitely want to hear about it, and we really want you to love it. So
That damn Daniel, you need to do this as a slogan right here. Reeling on the competition, one reel at a time. They are the real one. I love that. That's a good, hey, I love that, Daniel. So that's awesome. I appreciate that. And like I said, no question is stupid, guys. Don't feel like you're being a dummy for asking a stupid question. If there's something out there that you would like to see in the future, some design of some sort, throw it at them. I mean, these guys are nonstop trying to re-innovate the wheel and everything and make a better product out there. So feedback is great. Go on their Instagram, leave them a comment, email it to me, text it to me, and I'll be more than glad to share it over to them. And give me all your information, your name, even your phone number. These guys will give you a call and say, all right, I need a little bit more clarification.
Yeah.
Send it over to me and I'll give it to them.
Yeah.
Well, guys, let's get off to the next adventure.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming out, Ed. And my brother from another mother. All right. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir.
Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Everybody be safe out there. We got some more weather coming in.
Yes.
And be safe out there. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Peace.
Thank you.
And we're